Ibn Rushd, known in the West as Averroes, is one of history's greatest minds, a philosopher, physician, and polymath whose work bridged cultures and shaped centuries of thought. Born in the city of Córdoba in 1126 during the height of Al-Andalus's golden age, Ibn Rushd grew up in a world where scholarship flourished. Let's take a journey through the life of this extraordinary man, from his early days in Córdoba to his final years in Marrakech, and explore the pivotal events that marked his path. Ibn Rushd was born into a prominent family of jurists and scholars. His father and grandfather both held esteemed positions as chief judges in Córdoba. As a child, Ibn Rushd was immersed in the study of the Quran, Arabic poetry, mathematics, and natural sciences. But what set him apart early on was his insatiable curiosity, a desire to understand the underlying principles of everything, from human nature to the cosmos. Córdoba at that time was the cultural and intellectual heart of the Islamic world. It boasted one of the most advanced economies in Europe and was deeply connected to the ancient Greek intellectual tradition via translations of Aristotle and other classical thinkers. It was in this fertile ground that Ibn Rushd encountered Greek philosophy, setting the stage for his lifelong dedication to harmonizing reason and faith. By his early 20s, Ibn Rushd had already mastered law and medicine, writing medical treatises that advanced ideas about diagnosis and treatment. In 1169, his reputation caught the attention of the Almohad ruler Abu Yaqub Yusuf. Abu Yaqub Yusuf appointed him as both the court physician and chief Islamic judge in Córdoba. It was here, under royal patronage, that Ibn Rushd began to flourish, given unprecedented access to scholars, libraries, and resources. But 1169 wasn't just the year Ibn Rushd joined the royal court. It was also when his defining philosophical project began, a series of detailed commentaries on Aristotle's works. At the time, Aristotle's ideas were viewed with suspicion by many Islamic clerics, who saw them as incompatible with religious beliefs. Ibn Rushd, however, sought to prove otherwise. He argued passionately that philosophy was not only compatible with Islam, but essential to understanding the divine. Ibn Rushd's writings emphasized the use of reason to interpret scripture, which he believed freed the mind from blindly following tradition. His commentary on Aristotle's Metaphysics influenced European scholars during the Renaissance, earning him the title the commentator in Western academic circles. By the 1170s, Ibn Rushd continued to rise in prominence. As a physician, he completed Kitab al-Kulliyat, a groundbreaking medical encyclopedia known as the Collegiate in Latin. This work outlined the principles of anatomy, pathology, and therapy, influencing medieval medicine for centuries. Yet his monumental achievements in law and science were soon overshadowed by his philosophical ideas, which stirred controversy within the Almohad court. By the 1190s, political winds had shifted. The Almohad rulers, originally patrons of scholarship, became increasingly intolerant of free thought. Fundamentalist factions accused Ibn Rushd of heresy, claiming his rational approach undermined the foundations of Islamic faith. His philosophical works were banned, his books burned, and he was exiled from his courtly position. He spent the final years of his life in Marrakech, separated from the bustling intellectual scene of Córdoba, a man who had lost his power but not his resolve. Even while in exile, Ibn Rushd continued to write, never abandoning his dedication to knowledge. In 1198, Ibn Rushd passed away, with much of his life's work under attack or neglected. But the irony of his story is that his legacy would later grow far beyond the boundaries of Al-Andalus. While his ideas were suppressed in the Islamic world at the time, they had already crossed into Europe, where scholars like Thomas Aquinas engaged deeply with his work. Averroes became a cornerstone of the scholastic movement, influencing the very foundations of Western philosophy. Today, Ibn Rushd is celebrated as a thinker ahead of his time, one who dared to ask bold questions about faith, reason, and the universe. His life reminds us that knowledge has no borders, and that the pursuit of truth, despite opposition, can shape cultures and civilizations. This is the tale of Ibn Rushd, a man who bridged worlds, left an indelible mark on human history, and whose ideas continue to resonate with us to this very day.
Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel.